Texas, Salt Lake City, Utah, and Greenville, South Carolina during the 2021 regular season, matching the best prep talent in all the land. As we embark on a new season of hoops action, the Battle brings the best this nation has to offer to the beautiful sandy beaches of Miami, where competition and culture will surely collide. From Florida Memorial University, a wonderful HBCU in Miami Gardens, Gold Level Sports and Entertainment, along with SUV TV, proudly presents the Battle Miami. So let the games begin. Inside the Sports Medicine Center of FMU for the final day of the Battle Miami, chopping it up with Justin Brantley, the National Recruiting Director of SUV TV, and the host of the Brantley Method Podcast. I'm the Mac Daddy, Charles McNeil. Happy to be back on Peacock for day 2 of this prestigious event. It's the Battle Miami, and it's going to be special.
Absolutely. I'm excited. We saw some very good basketball yesterday, and inevitably there's going to be carryover to that, especially with this first game. There are some top guys on both sides of the battle here, no pun intended, that we're looking forward to seeing how they respond and how they react. Both these teams had tough losses yesterday, so how do you respond to that? It's going to be a big indicator of what the rest of their season is going to look like moving forward.
Now, yesterday we had star power, and it was at full effect. But today, I'm expecting a little bit more team play. What do you think?
You know, I think that's one of the things that stood out to me yesterday was it wasn't the individual one-on-one efforts that got the victories. The teams that focused more on the one-on-one and star play, they didn't fare well with the end result, whereas the teams that were more connected and more together as one, they pulled it out at the end. So I think that's what it's going to come down to, is playing team defense, playing aggressively on both ends of the floor as far as the rebound battle. Those are the keys to victory for either of these teams today.
And, of course, we're not talking about just stars, but when you do have stars, you need to focus in on them, and none is bigger than MIKEY Williams playing in our first game.
Yeah, I think that for me, seeing MIKEY Williams here, I think that this is a great matchup between him and Angel Montas. They both are very, very aggressive downhill scorers. They both have, big physical builds. They're not built like your typical high school athlete. So both of those guys are high major type athletes that are going to compete at the next level. So it's going to be great to see them here in this matchup.
Life Christian Academy. They are in the gray, and in the black you have Vertical Academy out of North Carolina. Chandler Scott stewards the ship along with Brandon Bailey of Vertical Academy. And Moises Mikael is the head coach of Life Christian Academy. We'll get into this one, give you kind of the preview of what happened to them yesterday as the ball is tipped and it's underway.
And Bea lets it go early. We talked about him yesterday. He didn't have a great shooting game yesterday, but he's one of those guys that can fill it up, and he's a volume shooter, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him get going here early.
Abdul Bela Jr. with the first hoop. From the perimeter, a three-point field goal, and by virtue of that, he gives his team an early lead. Now, Bea Jr. yesterday, like you said, did not have the offensive performance one would expect, but he came through at 5 points as MIKEY Williams trying to get to the rack. And Bea Jr. with another opportunity. Left wing three is no good. Rebounded on the weak side. And now the step back by MIKEY. Top of the circle, no good. And pulled down and controlled by Life Christian Academy for a moment, and then retained by Corey Carvey. Carvey had an outstanding game.
especially in the second half when he finished up with 7 points, but he was all over the boards, nearly a double-double with his performance.
Yeah, I mean, already you're seeing more aggressive and more intensity from this Vertical Academy squad when it comes to attacking the offensive glass. They're sending more than one guy after those missed shots, which I think is a big, big thing for them. They have some size, take advantage of it. You're going to have guys that are going to attack downhill. You can really get this Life Christian team, playing on the defensive versus playing on the offensive if they're worried about guys attacking the offensive glass.
Vertical Academy, they competed in the finale of day one, and even though they got behind early to CBC, Vertical Academy mounted a strong comeback only to fall 76-68. On the other side, for Life Christian Academy, they played in the opener, so turnabout a little bit 23 hours later, they're back on the floor again, falling to Rip City yesterday of Davie, Florida, 75-69. Now both teams 0-1 in this event, the battle eagerly anticipating a victory here today. But more importantly than even that, if we looked at the scores of both teams in yesterday's contest, one lost and scored 69, the other scored 68. So if we could tell you, if I told you before we got started, we'd have a 68-69 contest, you'd be pretty pleased.
Absolutely, but let's take a look at this block here from HANSEL EMMANUEL. Donato, he went up there and said, no way, not in my house. I love the effort and intensity that this young man plays with. The fact that, if you looked out there on the floor, if you looked at the stat sheets on most nights, or you looked at the highlights, you wouldn't be able to tell that he only had one arm, but he's a kid that does not allow anybody to put any limitations on him. He's just a straight-up ball player, and there you saw him finish with a big-time jam.
HANSEL EMMANUEL Donato. Remember that name, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching him for the first time. He is really special. Watch the steal right there, and then the one-handed flush with flavor.
He never gives up on a play. He plays hard. I really like this kid. Here we have Bea, again, looking to be aggressive. He didn't have it going for him yesterday. I'd expect to see him come out and play a lot more aggressive than he did yesterday.
Tim Hall Jr., the infraction there, traveling. Gives the ball back to Life Christian. Put a little pressure on him, and it results in a steal, and they've got numbers. Mikey, left wing, 3-ball in the air, and it's good. Mikey Williams from deep, 6'3" junior. Look for him on all social media as simply Mikey.
Yeah, and Mikey's game has developed and evolved quite a bit to where he's one of those guys that isn't just a capable shooter, he's a strong shooter and a guy that, you can't give him open looks like that because he shoots the ball so well. And I've seen that kind of evolve in his game, going from being more of a playmaker and a dunker to being a straight-up shooter and scorer.
Nearly another human highlight for Emmanuel Donato. Crossover and the nice look inside for two. Scoring the basket, Braylon Garcia. Now Garcia put on a show yesterday with 22 points, second only to Montas, who had 29. He's on the board, and Mikey Williams rises and fires. Gets it rejected, and there is a foul committed way out on the perimeter.
And here you have Mikey for three there. He knew as soon as it left his hands, it was good. When you watched his shots yesterday, the ones that he made didn't touch any rim. They were all net. That's how you can tell a pure shooter.
We talked to him afterwards. You saw that on social media. In-depth conversation we had with him, and in that conversation, he spoke quite a bit about the atmosphere in this facility, how much he liked it, and excited about the prospects of playing again here today. Something about a player, and you play ball, of course, at a high level. What was it like, to play when you can see that bottom and every shot you put up seems to drop early?
You just get a different level of confidence. And when you know that it's falling for you early, things start going your way. It starts to get easy out there. You don't have to force anything. You can just play basketball.
Tim Hall Jr. traveled for the second time, and he'll have a seat next to his coach, and coming in is Brandon Gardner. Now, Gardner didn't start in yesterday's contest, nor did he do so today. He had 2 points in the first half and really just caught fire in that second half, finishing up with 14. There's a steal and an opportunity for a breakaway, but it didn't work out on that dunk attempt by Tremaine Parker.
Corey Carvey has been very active in the passing lanes early. He's done a great job on the defensive end, bringing a different level of intensity than what he had yesterday, which is interesting because they played the late game yesterday. Now they're right back in the first game here. You would expect to see a little bit of a hangover, but you're not seeing that at all from him.
Mikey Williams followed up inside. Carvey misfires, so they'll regroup. That's Bea. Carvey. Bea Jr. from deep. Comes up shy of the mark. Donato trying to knife through traffic, couldn't get there. Now Mikey, flight school, no.
That's a little bit of that hangover from that late game.
The lefty layup, no good. Tipped around, and now Mikey again finds a teammate underneath for an easy layup. Parker with his first field goal. We've got a timeout on the floor. It comes with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in the opening quarter.
And here we have a look at that breakaway by Mikey. I think everybody in the stands thought they were going to see a dunk, and he said, no, I got a teammate that's open. I'm going to get it ahead to him for the finish. Puts his team up 13-4. Early timeout again. I mean, we talked about it earlier. The intensity and effort from this team is a lot better than what we saw early from them yesterday. And that's really what it comes down to. Teams that play hard are typically, they're going to always have a chance to win the ball game if they play hard from start to finish.
Life Christian Academy trailing by 9. As you coach MIKEY, what did you tell your team in the huddle?
During that timeout, I'm telling them to slow down. Don't let the pace of Vertical Academy get us into a running race, a track meet. That's not what this is. Slow it down. You have an advantage if you can get the ball on the wings to Montos, or you can feed it down low. They had a lot of success with Braylon Garcia yesterday when they were able to get him paint touches. You have to work inside out, and there they did it on that play.
Mikey Williams at the rim with the scoop to the hoop and one.
That was a big-time finish from Mikey. They were too busy celebrating the last bucket, didn't realize Mikey was rushing down the floor. He's trying to give him a high five. He's like, don't high five me, stop that. Amazing acrobatic finish.
The conventional three-point play after knocking down a triple earlier.
Mikey with a quick 9 points. And there we have Montos with the response.
There we go. Now we got a game going. Parker with a triple.
Mikey had an assist there. I like the way that he's sharing the ball. When you've had early success like he has in this game, it's easy to start running and gunning, but he's looking for his teammates.
Set him up, why don't you? Mikey Williams goes up and away.
They're giving the fans what they came here for.
Donato. Off the deaf feed right there to Montas. Mikey, yes indeed. Three-pointer by Mikey Williams extends the lead to 13.
You can't trade buckets when you're down the way this Life Christian team is. They've got to get a stop.
Front iron shot, no good. Rebounded, Mikey ready to run again. And there's a whistle, will slow things up. Shane Fernald ready to check in.
And here we have another look on the wing. He throws it up for Mikey. Go and get it.
Dan Morales also checking in for Life Christian.
Mikey has 14 points so far in the first quarter. He went for 50 earlier this week in a game against Word of God up in North Carolina, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him really erupt here today.
Fernald inside off the pass from Mikey. Unselfish player that he is.
Remember yesterday we talked about that should have been an assist? That one right there falls in the SBA column. Put it right where his guy could make something positive happen. Great feed, great paint touch, great vision. You want to see him rewarded for that unselfishness in that situation.
Yeah, you want him to gather himself, get his footwork together, and get that shot up, or at least anticipate the pass and be ready with a plan. Nice look down low, stolen away, and then regained, which leads to a three-pointer from the top. No good, tipped around. And now he'll try again. His second foray to the hole, finds a basket. Will it count?
Absolutely.
Yes, it will. Count the basket and a foul.
That's a big-time move for Montas, and he showed us that yesterday, his ability to get downhill, square his shoulders, and finish through contact. This is their game. He can't settle for that three that he took, and he was rewarded with the offensive rebound, but you can't settle for the threes. That's not what Life Christian Academy does. That's not what they do well, efficiently, or effectively. But what they do is they attack the basket, they get downhill, they make things happen. They have to play to their strengths.
Angel Montas was obviously one of the stars of stars on yesterday's day one, where he had 29 points, 14 of those coming in the first half. Bernal outside for a three ball. Rebounded inside and stolen away by Life Christian Academy, and here they go. Montas with the lob, no. Back the other way, Fernald surveying. And now Mikey. Woo. Here comes Mikey.
Oh my goodness. That's one of those ESPN top 10s.
Front iron no good. Loose ball.
Let's take another look at that one. Looked like he jumped almost from the free throw line. There we have the finish from Montas in the and one. Steal from Donato. He's going to push the pace. This is where Montas wants it.
Extra step inside, got him some room, and he finds a teammate underneath for an easy two. That was Braylon Garcia's second field goal. We wind down to the final seconds of the opening quarter.
All of Life Christian Academy's points have come in the paint. That's where they're most efficient and most effective at.
So spirited first quarter of basketball comes to a close with Vertical Academy leading Life Christian Academy by a score of 26-16.
Here we have him out and running. Alley-oop, throw it up, go get it. Mikey has put on a show so far in this first quarter.
It's the Battle Miami, and you're watching it on Peacock.
And tonight's winning numbers are 18, 55, 39, 71, and 43.
43?
Those numbers again.
We won! Yes!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Time to call a credit repair company to fix my credit.
Hold the phone, man. You can do it yourself with Credit Versio.
That's way too hard. Call the credit repair company. Most credit repair companies only work on 1 or 2 accounts at a time, making it slow and expensive. You won't figure that out for months. Ignore him. Credit Versio's brilliant software scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts that are hurting your score, and guides you through the entire process. Anyone can do it. Let's fast forward and see the results.
Wow, I fixed my own credit and saved hundreds.
You can do this. Visit Credit.
And we're back. An electric first quarter from Vertical and Life Christian Academy. Mikey Williams with 16 points leading the way.
Inside the Lions Den for day 2 of the Battle Miami, Charles McNeil and Justin Brantley courtside. And we've got a debate at the table. They're trying to adjust and see exactly what's going on. We've got a technical foul. Apparently someone was not identified properly in the book. So Emmanuel Donato at the line. He had 9 points yesterday, gotten some foul difficulty. 6'7" senior. Listed as a guard, loves to play the point.
I love to watch him play. I think that he's an example to anybody that's watching that there are no limitations except for the ones that we place on ourselves. He plays as if he not only doesn't have a limitation, but he has an advantage. And I love that about him. I love his intensity. I love his effort. I love his his whole approach to everything. He's just a great young man. I think he's going to be a story that's going to change somebody's life.
Montas to the basket with the left hand. Talked about players yesterday with pro bodies. This young man certainly has one.
Absolutely.
And there you go. Brandon Gardner gaining more and more confidence as he goes.
He gets up off the floor so quick and so high. Just incredible, the athleticism of that young man right there.
Nice matchup here.
Again, I think that right there, first we're going to take a look at that play. Gardner just gets up, explodes through. You have to just get out of his way.
Three ball from the left wing. A little strong. Leads to a fast break the other way for Arnold with the left hand on the reverse. Shane Fernald was held to just 3 points yesterday.
That was a crafty Kurt Rambis-like finish there from Fernald.
Board pulled down, and then a steal. Donato, spin move. Goes in with the reverse, followed up inside by Montas.
Well, and again, I think that this is where they have that success at, when they're getting downhill and attacking the basket. Vertical needs to make them a jump shooting team and force them to shoot the basketball versus being able to drive and attack.
Baya Jr. got his pocket picked. Incredible move that time by Donato. Had he finished that, I think everybody would have been ready to leave the gym.
Again, I mean, he just plays with such effort and intensity. He believes he can do anything out there on the court. He doesn't think that there's anything that's impossible or too difficult. He's going to earn his way to the free throw line. I think that this is the way that Life Christian Academy can be special, not only here today, but throughout the course of the season, continue to attack downhill. This early in the season, I'm not expecting Vertical Academy to have worked on their zone that much. But that's what you're going to have when you have teams like this that can attack downhill. You're going to need to stop the lanes. You're going to need to go to either a pack line defense or come into a zone, something to force those guys to be shooters, because they've shown us over the course of this weekend that that's just not where their strength lies right now.
You know, ironically, you say downhill. It seems like both teams are trying to get downhill.
Yeah, I think both of them are trying to get downhill, but I think Vertical Academy is a little bit more gifted, from the perimeter shooting. And when you look at, you have Abdul Baya Jr. that can light it up from deep. Mikey Williams can light it up from deep. They don't have to rely solely on drives. They can get there. They can do some driving kicks. They can knock down open shots like that mid-range right there. That was a big-time shot from Corey Carvey. If he's hitting that, it's hard to guard this team.
10-point game. Donato finds his man down low. Garcia with too many steps. Traveling violation. Will give it back to Vertical Academy, who leads it by 10, 32-22. 5.5 left to go before halftime.
Here goes Baya pacing the offense. Life Christian's gone to a little bit of a zone. I think they've identified.
What did they identify?
I think they identified that they don't want to give up the passing lane, but too many eyes were on Mikey Williams when he touched the ball. Nobody was paying attention to the backdoor lob.
And that was Parker.
Let's take another look at that. I mean, look at the vision from Mikey to understand that he's got all eyes on him, wondering what he's about to do, and he notices he's got a cutter flying through, unguarded. Meet me at the rim.
So obviously Tremaine Parker has graduated from flight school, has his wings, and loves to fly. Mikey with the elevation and a whistle. He'll go to the line to earn 2 from the charity stripe.
And typically when you're watching a basketball game, you'll hear coaches yell 2 words all day long: no middle. You cannot allow a player, especially when you're in a zone, to get downhill and drive straight through the middle the way Mikey just did right there.
Mikey Williams filling up the stat sheet here in this opening half of play. Garcia. Ball deflected out of bounds. Will still belong to Life Christian Academy.
We're seeing a much better defensive effort here from Vertical Academy. It was good to see that it wasn't just the first quarter, but there you have Montas again getting him going towards the basket. That's where he's much more effective and efficient at.
6 made field goals and a free throw. Give him 13 here in this first half. Right back the other way, knocking down the mid-range, is the big fella, Carvey.
That's his second mid-range since they've come to that zone.
Lefty 3 ball, high above the rim. Pulled down by Carvey. He's ready to run, but it's stolen. Montas stepped on the sideline out of bounds. It'll go back over to Vertical Academy.
In a game like this, you have to limit your unforced errors, your unforced turnovers. It's going to be important to take care of the basketball for both of these teams, because both of these teams have the firepower to go on runs quick when they have that momentum, and an unforced error like that can easily lend to or turn into a big-time highlight dunk.
The rim run, no. Now back the other way, Mikey, head of the field. Mikey Williams!
Mikey got windy there with that windmill. He just knows once he gets in the open floor, it's highlight time.
19 points for Mikey Williams in the first half. He had 17 all game in our last contest. Harvey thought he was setting up his teammate, Parker, the graduate of flight school.
Here we have that big-time dunk from Mikey. He's so athletic. He gets so high up off the ground. That's an athlete. Let's take a look at it again.
Nearly a steal, stolen back, and now here we go. Another one.
Montas said, anything you can do, I can do as well.
In my DJ Khaled voice. Bank shot. The bank is open on Sunday. That's what he said. Coming back the other way, Mikey Williams with another triple.
Well, that's when you know you're having a good day. He didn't call glass on that one at all, but he found a way to make it fall.
.22 points for Mikey Williams to lead all scorers in this contest.
I think he's gunning for 50.
Angel Montas, you might remember me telling you guys yesterday, he scored 77 in a high school game as a freshman in California before transferring to North Carolina.
I'm impressed with the scoring ability of Montas. He's trying to go bucket for bucket with Mikey. It's going to be a big-time game for him. I'm interested to see how he continues how he's able to really keep his team close here. I mean, it doesn't look, beautiful pass. It doesn't look as close with the scoreboard the way it is, but this game actually is pretty tightly contested at this moment. (42-28), 14-point game. Headed into half, it's going to be important for Life Christian Academy to try and get it down in single digits.
Nice look to the wing. Wide open look, a little strong. And ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Life Christian Academy. The Vertical Academy's basketball.
Coach is calling out some plays. He said he wants a 1-4 high. Didn't realize that it wasn't their ball.
Nor did I understand it. It looked like he was pointing the other way. But they'll get the benefit of the, maybe Vertical Academy didn't realize it either. They aren't back positionally on defense, allowing Montas to get to the line. Second opportunity there. He takes advantage of it.
And again, I mean, I just think he's so effective going downhill. And when you have a downhill scorer like that that also can shoot free throws at a high percentage, you know, that's tough to beat, number one, but it's a great asset to have on your squad because you can put the ball in his hands when you need a bucket and know that, hey, at least we're going to get some points out of this.
Got a timeout on the floor with 1:37 left to play. We're going to keep it right here because, again, this thing has been back and forth. You mentioned the importance of Life Christian Academy climbing back to within 10 before the break. Why is that so important?
Well, it's just a digestible number, right? Like when you go into half and you've had a spurt, look, there you have Montas right there attacking from the wing as he has been attacking all day long, all weekend long. But when you go into the halftime and you can sit down and have a conversation and say, hey, we haven't hit any threes. We haven't shot the ball well at all from the outside. We're still within striking distance. We're in a single-digit game. So, you know, we're talking 3 possessions, 4-possession basketball game. It's still anybody's game with a whole lot of time left to be played. It's just something psychologically to have a run towards the end of a half to bring your team closer in.
Both teams exiting their huddles, ready to keep things going. We've got a couple of new players on the floor as well. Joining the lineup for Vertical Academy is Luke Strickland, 6'4" junior. Also on the floor for them is Nick Hamrick, 6'7" sophomore.
One of the things we don't touch on or talk about a lot is the physical fitness of Mikey Williams. And what I mean by that, of course, we can look out there and see that he has a college-ready body, as do a lot of the players that we've seen and we've talked about over these last couple of days. But what I'm talking about is his ability to play major minutes in every single one of these games and never really look tired. You know, he plays start to finish in every single one of these games.
Only his second missed free throw of the contest. Missed the front end of the one-on-one. A deflection and a steal by Corby. Left wing 3 by the newcomer. He'll get a second try. No, he'll give it up to the top of the circle. Dribble drive. Ooh. 360 spin on the reverse. Shades of Clyde Drexler for my old school friends going coast to coast. Montas with another field goal.
Again, that's what he loves to do. Get out in the open floor and run and attack. And once he gets headed downhill, he's like a freight train. There's no stopping him. I love the way that this kid plays the game of basketball.
Inside the final minute, the opening half of play.
A stop here is important for Life Christian.
Corey.
They're not going to get it. Corey Carvey has been phenomenal. That's his 3rd mid-range jumper. Every time he touches it at that free throw line, extended range, he's knocking it down. I think that he's extremely effective from there. They need to get him a few more touches.
Quick hands there to cost the steal. That leads to an easy layup for Parker. Parker with 9. Montas with the left hand.
and that was Mikey's 5th assist. He's done a great job facilitating and finding the open guy.
Knocks down the front end.
He's 4 or 5 right now from the free throw line. You know, when you can have your best player get you 10 points a game from the free throw line, that's a big time number.
Lefty, left side of the rim, that is, with the three-pointer at the buzzer. The tip-in also no good, and that's how we'll conclude the first half of play. 46-34 is our score. Again, a spirited first half of basketball between two outstanding teams looking for their first victory in the Battle Miami in their final appearance. We've got 2 more games coming your way as well this afternoon right here on Peacock, so please spread the word, share it amongst your friends, and we look forward to having you as we'll come back with some halftime activities right after this. You're watching the Battle Miami on Peacock.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never, ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield.
When you don't feel like working and you still got to go to work, that's the grind. And that's what you have to do sometimes.
When you choose to put in the work and embrace the journey, success has no choice but to find you.
Buzz, come here. I want to see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. with the varsity.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, you made it.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Oh, it was terrible. I was totally stranded.
No TP?
Nope. Empty roll.
So what happened?
Well, we started buying Charmin Super Mega Roll.
Whoa, that's huge.
Charmin Super Mega Roll is 6 rolls in one and lasts so much longer, you don't always have to worry about the roll running out.
I'm glad you were rescued, Dad.
Me too. It was a huge relief.
Enjoy the go with Charmin, guaranteed to fit or your money back.
Vertical Academy leads this one at halftime, 46-34. It's day number 2 of the Battle Miami inside of Florida Memorial University's outstanding facility, the Lions Den. I'm Charles McNeil, side by side with Justin Brantley. Justin, man, I have been enjoying basketball sitting alongside you, and your knowledge is impeccable.
Likewise. I mean, every time I get an opportunity to work with you, it excites me because you've been doing this for a very long time, dating back to your time at Georgetown in D.C. And I think that there's nothing better than experience and being able to work with experienced people that can guide you and lead you. You're like that point guard out there that makes it easy. Now I'm just running in the lanes. I don't have to worry about anything but catching the pass and finishing.
And finishing at the rim more often than not. But I tell you, the thing that I've loved about this is the highlights that we've had a chance to see in this first half on both sides of the basketball. You've got Montas doing his thing, Mikey Williams, and Mikey has maybe a slightly better support cast as far as productivity in this first half.
Absolutely. I mean, Montas has had to carry the load for his squad. Here you'll see, Mikey's been knocking down outside shots, which I think is the difference between him and Montas, is his ability to stretch the floor and knock down open shots, even knock down contested shots. But they're both gamers. They're both making things happen. Montas is getting downhill, which is what he does best, getting to the free throw line, finishing through contact. I mean, he's just a strong, hard-nosed player that's going to be extremely successful at the next level. We saw yesterday, Coach Rick Pitino was here courtside watching him. They offered him back in January of this year. He was on a visit recently. So, I mean, he's one of those guys that's a coveted recruit, and you can see why.
And again, Rick Pitino now residing up in his old stomping grounds in the New York area.
Iona, yes, sir. And, you know, he's turning that program around. I think he's going to do some great things there. But it just goes to show you that some of these recruits, they may be from one geographic area or they may be playing in one place, but that doesn't mean anything when it comes to the world of recruiting. And we talked yesterday about the power of keeping your guys home, but it's also the power of being able to attract stars from out of market. And I think that, you know, Pitino's able to do that, and he's shown that over his entire career.
Well, you mentioned that you're from the Midwest, Detroit City.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, being from the Motor City and the, you know, obviously Michigan being a stronghold, but Michigan State has had some great success here. You guys have kind of dominated that Midwestern segment of the world for quite some time. What will it take for more of those top 5 recruits to find their way to some of the ancillary schools in that area?
You know, style of basketball, and I think that's the big thing. In the Big Ten, a lot of these kids, you watch this game, and we watched 2 quarters of basketball. I think I maybe saw 2 sets called total, right? Like, these are not slow it down, run a play type kids in this generation. And when you find those, they're a diamond in the rough. And I think when you look at the Big Ten, that's the style of play that fits the Big Ten more. It's more of a defensive style of play. It's more of a, you know, let's run sets, let's get our guys in position to be successful, which I think that's why it's important when you're navigating the recruiting process to find a school that fits you. And I think that's what, for example, you have Rocket Watts, who was at Michigan State. He's left Michigan State. Now he's at Mississippi State. He's just one of those guys. He's not a point guard or a shooting guard. He's a scoring guard. So you have to find a system that fits what you do best versus trying to fit yourself into that system, if that makes sense.
Well, the one good thing we can tell you guys is there's so much outstanding talent throughout the United States. You're seeing many of the players showcased here, but if you just go to your local high school gym on a Friday or a Tuesday or a Saturday, you're going to see some outstanding basketball, and these coaches a lot of times need to know about it. And folks like yourself, national recruiting directors, need to know as well. How do you find kids to place on your radar as ones to look at?
You know, I'll tell you, I watch an ungodly amount of basketball. You know, I think that a lot of times people try and, you know, they want to come to the games where the big names are at and star power is at. And for me, I mean, obviously, yes, you want to be in a building like this. You want to be in an atmosphere where you have a Mikey Williams, you have a Bronny, you have an Amari Bailey, you have some of those names. But I find just as much joy in identifying, you know, players like a Braylon Garcia and seeing him shine, or a Corey Carvey and seeing his abilities and being able to have conversations with coaches that might fit his level or fit where he's capable of playing at, but they might not know about him. So for me, it's just watching the game of basketball. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of these kids are getting confused with nowadays, thinking they have to go to one of these prep academies or they have to leave their local area. Production's going to talk. And if you're doing good things, if you're doing the right things, you're going to get an opportunity to play at the next level regardless of where you're at.
Well, thank you so much for that. We look forward to you guys staying with us all day long. We have 2 more games coming your way from Florida Memorial University here in the Lions Den. And when we come back, we'll give you the numbers from the first half and get you set for the second half of this one. It is Vertical Academy leading Life Christian Academy 46-34, and you're watching exclusive coverage on Peacock.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
You see, Head & Shoulders has scalp shield technology, protects against flakes even between washes. It's never not working.
Kind of like us. We're never not working. Number 15?
That's my rub.
Ooh, nice.
Never not working.
Never, ever, never, ever not working.
Welcome, everybody, to Juneau, Alaska.
I don't like this one.
Me neither.
Let's get out of here.
Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head and Shoulders Scalp.
I'm really not looking forward to calling this credit repair company.
Fresh meat for the monthly fee grinder.
Whoa, check this out. With Credit Versio, you can do everything yourself without having to call someone, and it's easy and fast. Sweet. Credit Versio scans all 3 credit bureaus, finds the accounts hurting your credit, and creates powerful dispute letters. This is way faster and cheaper than paying a credit repair company. That was easy. I can do this.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him.
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
And we welcome you back into the battle here in Miami. This is day number 2 from Florida Memorial University, inside the Lions Den, where Lions Pride resides. A member of the NAIA and the Champions of Character, and they do it very well here. We watched their team practice on just prior to the start of day 1. Very impressive and very big athletic team they have here, and should compete once again for a Gulf Coast Conference title. Their coach welcomed us in with open arms, and the other, one of the assistant coaches, is the public address announcer. You'll hear his sultry sounds throughout the game as well. But our halftime score, Mikey Williams and Vertical Academy 46, and Life Christian Academy and Angel Montas 34. Your leading scorers, Montas with 23 and Mikey Williams with 22, as the second half is underway. And Hansel, EMMANUEL, Donato!
Oh.
He could have controlled that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to have a dunk there.
Good pump fake. Rebound is strong inside, pulled down by Corey Carvey. Leads to a 3-point attempt on the left side, or the right side, I should say, and knocking that one down was Bea Jr.
And he started the second half just like he started the first one, with a 3-ball. I'm telling you, he can shoot the ball extremely well. He's a little bit of a streaky shooter, but once he gets going, they start to fall for him, and it starts going quick.
Speaking of a quick move and going downhill, Montas adding another to his point total, give him 25.
It's going to be interesting to see if these two continue their scoring onslaught the way that they have it right now.
Vertical Academy starts things out with Bea Jr. along with Mikey Williams, Corey Carvey. Number 5 is Tremaine Parker. He has the basketball right there. Number 2 is Brandon Gardner, who gets the start in the second half. Left wing, lefty layup inside. Fundamentally sound, and putting that one home, number 21, Joseph Brown.
And right back the other way with no hesitation. Mikey tries to get down court and make something happen. Right now, Life Christian Academy has an opportunity. If they can continue to get some stops, get an early advantage here, they can put themselves in a good position down the stretch. More of the same with Montas getting to the free throw line. This will be his 7th and 8th free throws attempted of the game. In yesterday's game, he shot 7 free throws as well.
Very efficient scorer, knows where he wants to get and gets there quickly. To bring back the fact of what I mentioned earlier, one thing when I was coaching youth basketball was always teaching, have a plan. Don't just catch the ball and not know what you're going to do with it. The plan is so essential. Speaking of plans, here's another 4-way to the hole for Montas.
Well, the biggest thing is having a plan, yes, but also understanding your strengths and understanding where you can be successful against the team that you're playing against. You can't get caught up in trying to go with the flow of the game. You have to understand where you have an advantage of and take advantage of it. And right here, you have Montas knowing that you cannot stop me in the open floor. And he takes that as his advantage. He doesn't stop, doesn't hesitate, doesn't look left or right. He's going straight downhill for the finish. One of the other things I've noticed in both of the games that Life Christian Academy's played, these guys know very well what Hansel Emmanuel Donato is capable of doing with the ball in his hands, and they're forcing it out of his hands early. Both teams that they've played against have done that. They've doubled him when he's crossed half court.
That shot came up short by Montas. Now Mikey takes it in aggressively, count it, and a foul.
Mikey finishes so well through contact. He's one of the best finishers in the country. His ability to absorb so much contact and still finish. He flies through the air with a reckless abandon. Reminds me almost of a Russell Westbrook when he attacks the basket that way.
It's interesting you should say that. In Greenville, I called them a mixture, Allen Iverson and Russell Westbrook, in terms of his ability to score the basket and also get wherever he wants to go.
Well, I love that reference. I love the Iverson because it makes me think about the cultural impact that Allen Iverson had on the game of basketball. Let's talk about the cultural impact that Mikey Williams has had on his generation of basketball. And right there, Montas with the answer. These two are having a scorer's duel. Ooh! Mikey went up high for that one. He almost had it.
Underneath, Donato finds a teammate who puts it home. That's Joseph Brown again. Joseph Brown with 2 field goals here in the third period. You got a 7-point game. Baya Jr. All 3 of these gives him 9 in the contest.
3 for 5 from 3. That's his third 3. He's doing a lot better shooting the basketball than he was last night.
Donato with the one-hand flush.
Big time finish, a way to follow the play. He understood nobody was boxing him out, and he had an opportunity. And he picks up the foul. That's the one thing that he hasn't been able to do, is avoid foul trouble. But watch him here, see it up and go after it. Could have been a call of goaltending, but this is a showcase game. We're going to let him give the fans what they came here for.
It's preseason as well. Touched on the records, they don't count. It's the battle, right? It's all about the battle here in Miami. Star power was in full effect yesterday as well. We had several past and present NBA stars in the building. It started with the arrival of Carlos Boozer, and then alongside him, Victor Oladipo, and a little later on, a Hall of Famer and Scottie Pippen.
Absolutely.
A member of the NBA top 75 as well as top 50 teams. Corey Carvey.
One of the things that I loved about Scottie Pippen was always his defensive efforts. When I look back on that team, and even the team before them that had the back-to-back championship, my Detroit Pistons, those teams were built around defense and defensive intensity. Although, yes, they had, the great one, Michael Jordan, on that Bulls roster. That defensive model and what Pippen was able to bring as a complementary, and you don't want to call him a role player because he did way more than that, but he brought so much to that team that, without that, I don't know if they have the success that they had.
5 points for Montas here in the third period. And a rare miss from the charity stripe.
When you're shooting him at a high volume like he is, it's inevitable that every once in a while he's going to miss 1 or 2.
I said this game doesn't count, but it certainly matters to the coaches.
Absolutely.
As they are very intense.
They're looking at the foul counts. Hansel, I think, has picked up a couple early fouls, and they're trying to make sure that he's able to stay in this game.
Yeah, we mentioned he was in foul difficulty in our last contest.
That's the one thing with him. He gambles a lot on the defensive end, which causes him to pick up some early fouls. But also, I mean, he gets a lot of steals doing that as well. So it's just, you know, understanding that and learning that as they get into regular season play.
Bea Jr., right side, finds Parker for the pull-up. Tremaine Parker.
That's a big-time shot from him.
Second three of the game for him. 61-48. Extends the lead back up to 13 and nearly another steal. Try to get it down low. Ball deflected around and last touched by Life Christian Academy.
You saw Life Christian Academy starting to close the gap a little bit. So that three right there, that can be deflating when you, you know, you're scratching and clawing your way back into this game, and you get it within double digits, and you're feeling yourself, you're feeling the momentum, you're feeling where you guys are at, and then, you know, he comes up court, one dribble, pull up, knocks down a three. Beautiful shot.
Working against a 1-2-2 matchup. Maybe looking for an opportunity to trap out of this. Another pull-up. That was a heat check right there. Now the follow down low, and you can't stop that.
No.
Basket scored by Brandon Gardner. Donato, count the basket, a hoop and some harm.
He just makes up so much ground so quick. From the three-point line, one dribble, and he's at the rim.
Got a lane violation. His teammates left the lane after the ball was delivered from the referee. So 13-point game. Nearing the 2.5 mark of the third.
You can't give that up in a zone. Tremaine Parker, good finish, but you can't give that up. That's way too easy in a zone defense.
Back the other way, you know who.
Donato from Montas, and Montas could have finished that himself, but he saw that his guy was wide open. You love to see that unselfish play.
Corey Carvey, teammate turned around.
Coach is mad that he didn't shoot that mid-range. He's been extremely effective from mid-range, but that shows me his basketball IQ. He understands that he's been effective. He's pulling the defense up. He's going to attack. Nice move.
Donato.
I want to see that again. That was beautiful.
You ask and you shall receive.
Crossover. Extremely shifty. Gets to the basket, finishes through contact. Again, no limitations for this young man. He recently picked up a scholarship offer from Coach Penny Collins at Tennessee State University. We talk about the impact of HBCU, the impact of HBCU basketball, and HBCU athletics as a whole, the atmosphere and the environment. He's one of those players that can add to that.
And he knocks down the conventional three-point play there. Had 4 points at the break. So far 7 here in the second half. Give him 11 overall. And we've got a 10-point game again. Bernald up top. Parker has it. Shot clock winding down. Bea Jr., right wing three. There's the lob. Montas putting on a show. Mikey Williams with a 360 spin. The basket will not count.
all of the momentum right now is headed in Life Christian Academy's favor. You have Donato getting downhill, throwing it up for his running partner, Montas. Both of them have been exceptional. They've literally carried this Life Christian Academy team on their back so far.
Montas and Donato have given their team life. And when you have life, you have a shot. As Garcia getting on the board, and that's huge. Garcia has been the missing link. He had 13 of his 22 in the first half yesterday.
And here you have it all starts with Montas getting downhill. When he starts to go downhill, great things happen. But you've got a perfect pass, finish right there from Garcia, puts his team down 6 and forces a timeout from the Vertical Academy coach.
Vanderhorst coming through with the dime and helping his team cut into the lead as it's all the way down to 6 points. 46-34 at the break. The lead has been as big as 16 in this contest. And one thing I can tell you, when we watch this style of basketball, you have to be impressed by the agility, the mobility, and the ability to stay focused, you know, throughout all of this. You've got the atmosphere, and the fans are certainly hyped. You know, it's easy to get outside of yourself, but these young players know exactly what they want to accomplish, and their coaches are keeping them on task.
Absolutely, and the thing that I'm impressed with from the Life Christian Academy staff is keeping their guys engaged and locked into and focused in this game. Like you said, at one point, a 16-point differential. You know, it's easy to let the air come out of your team, but they have it. They've rallied around each other, and they fought through it.
Vertical Academy coming out of the timeout with possession, working against that now 2-3-1 zone. I mean, 1-3-1 zone. And now on the left side, off-balance shot comes up short. Mikey Williams. They're going to try to run.
And that was Donato's second block.
And Garcia with back-to-back field goals has this one all the way down to a 4-point game. Parker with the foray to the hole.
And that's what they needed. Here we get another look at Life Christian Academy running. He finds Garcia wide open for the finish on the wing. When this team is running and engaged and the intensity's high, it's hard to stop them because they have so many athletes that can fill those lanes and attack.
I'll correct myself. I called that assist on the previous one pass to Garcia from Vanderhorst. It was actually Cruz, Diego Cruz, who dropped a dime. He remains on the floor.
Tremaine Parker was good on both of the free throws to extend the lead back to 6. Still only a 2-possession game. You have to really feel good about where you're at right now if you're Life Christian Academy.
Ooh. There we go. That's how you close things out at the buzzer. It ain't over. 3-point game, 24 minutes in the books. Stay tuned for an exciting finish. This is the battle, Miami.
Big time shot at the buzzer.
You mentioned it yesterday from the volleyball line.
And it should have been a foul call. It should have been an and one opportunity.
Hansel, Emmanuel, Donato.
Big time shot. Big time shot. Again, we talk about him making no excuses for himself, knowing that he's able and capable of doing anything and everything he wants to on the court. He is such a strong example, such a motivating factor for other young men. I'm excited for him. I would love to see him. We talked earlier about that offer to Tennessee State, the opportunity for him to play in the HBCU. He could be the future of HBCU athletics.
And, you know, it's interesting as I look at his numbers from yesterday. His last field goal in the contest in that loss was against Rip City was a 3-ball. And he finishes off the third quarter in style. Again, deliberate in his intent, purposeful in his finish. Crossover, the ability to get to the rack, and take anybody on. This young man is special.
We are in for a ball game. If you're watching this right now on Peacock, you tuned in at the right time to see a high-level game with tomorrow's stars all battling it out here down the stretch.
We start off the fourth period with Mikey Williams getting stopped at the rim by Garcia. Donato, his pass is stolen away. And then stolen back by Donato. Crosses over, loses control and regains, tries to stay on the end line. He finds a teammate, and he knows what to do at the rim. Montas with another field goal. 23 in the first half. He's got 12 here in the second.
So now, the intensity and the crowd pressure has caused Vertical Academy to start to play a one-on-one game. And we saw earlier when they shared the ball and they worked together as a team, they were able to stretch out and run out to a lead. They can't allow the momentum, the atmosphere, the energy in this arena to force them into one-on-one, me basketball.
What dexterity Donato had to stay balanced along that end line. And then once he regained his balance, he was able to find his teammate, Montas, with another field goal. Parker at the line, finishing things off. Right wing shot short of the mark. Garcia had it momentarily, tipped it over there in the hands of Cruz, and his shot was rejected by Mikey Williams.
Mikey is more than just a scorer. He's more than just an offensive threat. I've seen him rebound the ball extremely well. He defends well. I like all facets of his game. He's a multi-dimensional player.
Donato wanted a higher toss on that one. He came in unscathed. They're still trying to identify somebody to guard him. They'll put Bea on him. And there's a steal by Vertical Academy on the inbound. Long hit-ahead pass. Underneath, good catch. Corey Carvey.
I'm really liking the play from Corey Carvey here. I think that right now they have a 5-point lead, and I don't want to call a favorite here, but what I'm going to say is I think the Vertical Academy will pull this one out down the stretch, and I think the reason why is because of the complementary players. Right now, Life Christian Academy, it's all Hansel, Emmanuel, Donato, and Angel Montas, whereas on the Vertical Academy side, we've seen a great performance by Corey Carver. Tremaine Parker has had a great performance so far, and obviously Mikey Williams, and you've got Bea knocking down threes. If they can find a way down the stretch to get everybody involved some more, you're going to see them pull this one away.
In our conversation with Mikey Williams, touched on the fact that he didn't get a chance to play the entire first half. We talked about his agility, and when he's on the floor, it just opens up things for players like Corey Carvey.
Yeah, Corey has nice touch in that mid-range, that free throw line extended, those paint touches. I just love what he can do and how he helps your offense by being able to knock down those shots.
Montas, telling you, he reminds me so much of Clyde Drexler with his performance out here. And coming right back with the right-hand run at the rim was Parker.
Yeah, Montas is a special player. Here we're going to take a look at that, just how athletic and how aggressively he attacks the rim from the wing there. Whew. Somebody's got to slide their feet and help. And that all comes down to communication. Again, we're reminded these are preseason games, okay? This is early, it's October. I like games like this no matter what side you end up on, win or loss, because they're teachable moments and they're opportunities for these guys to learn and get better down the stretch, not just for this season, but for the rest of their basketball careers.
Angel Montas plays the game like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson talked about going into a fight with bad intentions. He goes into the basketball arena with bad intentions. Tremaine Parker knocking down a pair of free throws, the 6'3" junior. Showtime. Trey is his handle. Joseph Brown on the dribble penetration and the right-handed scoop comes off the mark, rebounded by Fernald. Bea Jr. has it, running the point, gives it off right side. Layup is up and down. Tremaine Parker. 2 free throws and now a 2-point field goal for him. And there's a steal. Fernald has it. He has numbers. 2-on-1. Mikey on the left. Mikey in the air. No. Right wing. Fernald inside. Powers it up and down.
Life Christian Academy is going to need a timeout.
You talked about it. Using all of your powers.
It's the others. It's the others, and I think that that's what basketball is all about, right? Obviously, we come to these games and we spotlight and we talk about who the big-name players are. Everybody knows those guys. But if you're a coach, you want to eliminate and isolate some of those big names. And they weren't able to do that successfully early with Mikey, but they've been able to freeze him out here in the second half. And the great thing about Mikey is his team-first attitude and his mentality to get other people involved, that he's fine with that. You don't see him frustrated that he's not getting the touches or frustrated that the ball's not falling for him. He's excited that his team's having success, the guys are having success around him, and his team's back up 10.
At the end of the day, it's all about a dub.
Yep.
And there they are, the others. Corey Carvey with the pull-up jump shot from 10 feet out.
And I think he's one of those players that college coaches need to be looking at right now. As he trims down a little bit and gets in a little bit better shape, especially getting inside of a college strength conditioning program, he's one of those guys that has a chance to be special. He has a chance to be a double-double threat every single night for you. He's a senior, 6'9". He transferred from Community Christian High School last year. I think that he's that sleeper. He's that guy that's flying a little bit under the radar, and I think part of it probably is, people concerned about his physical fitness and his ability to get up and down the court and play extended minutes. He's done that and shown that to me over the course of this weekend.
Yeah, one thing I enjoyed about him, when he first got on the floor, I was a little concerned for him in terms of the matchup against CBC, but after he got his feet underneath him, he settled down and was very productive in that second half. Didn't let the moment get too big for him. 10-point game. And the inbounds. Montas with the pull-up.
Big time.
That is his first triple in tonight's contest. And the first triple for him in the event from distance. Had several conventional three-point plays from the line. Left wing, 3. Parker. Smooth as the other side of the pillow. Lob over the top is thrown away.
Here goes Mikey running the show on offense.
Sets up his teammate, now gets it back. For the elbow 3, no good. Harvey gets hacked from behind.
I'm liking him more and more the more that I watch him play. I think he has an opportunity to really come into his own. I think that this team fits him well, being able to play with so many weapons around him that allows him to not have to, the game doesn't have to go through him. It can, and it has at moments where they fed him in the post. He's faced and knocked down those mid-range jumpers. But he doesn't have to carry the team. The team doesn't have to flow through him. I like his abilities. I like what he brings to the table, and I think that he will be a very effective piece at the next level.
Mikey with the loose ball. Bea Jr. Back to Corey Carvey. He's going to pull up.
A little bit of a force.
Montas with the hit ahead to Garcia. Garcia finds teammate underneath, and he lays it up and down. That's Vanderhorst. Mikey. Oh, Mikey Williams misfires. There's your big guy, Corey Carvey.
Yeah, when you have somebody like that cleaning up the junk, as they say, you're going to have a good night.
Donato got the loose ball inside. Tried to power it up, and I think he was fouled in the act. Whew. Hansel Emmanuel Donato at the line. No, he's not at the line. They said not in the act of shooting. He was lobbying for the opportunity to shoot from the line. The officials didn't agree. 3:48 left. And a pull-up. Another one. Like the last one for Montas.
Right back, Parker.
Right. Indeed. Tremont Parker. Jermaine Parker. Garcia loses it out of bounds, but last touch by Vertical Academy. Life Christian basketball. Garcia will step up to the line. First time at the charity stripe this afternoon. He was 1 of 2 yesterday in his 22-point performance. He's been held in check thus far today. Hasn't really gotten a whole lot of touches. Second one in the air, and also right off the front iron. And loose ball picked up by Vertical Academy, and they're ready to run. Mikey Williams, left side. Parker, dribble drive, goes in. Nice feed, gets it back, penetrates out to Mikey. Bea. Corey Carvey off the glass.
Corey Carvey with that mid post touch. Free throw line extended. I mean, he just is so effective and efficient from that space.
16 points unofficially for Corey Carvey. Bea will settle things down with 2.5 left. Mikey ready to push. Gets the high ball screen. And he gets it stolen away. And now it's Montas again. Montas, you will not stop that.
He's had a huge game.
Talked about Mikey seeking 50. It looks like Montas might be approaching that number. Bea working the clock as he dribbles down. Shot clock is inside of 10. Bea Jr. And a timeout is called by Vertical Academy.
He thought he was playing by those old high school rules. He didn't take a look up at the shot clock and realize that it was going down on him. But it's okay. I mean, when you're able to burn that much time, you have a 10-point lead, call a timeout, draw up a play here. I think that that's a great situation there.
Yeah, I would look to go back to Corey Carvey.
And Corey Carvey has been extremely efficient and effective here tonight. I think that, he is my star and my difference maker of the game today. When they went to that zone and were able to slow down the attack of Mikey, that play right there, the free throw line extended touch for Corey Carvey, and him able to knock down that mid-range shot at will and at ease has really made the difference in this game for them. As Life Christian Academy started to close the gap, Vertical Academy said, hey, I'm going to need somebody to step up. Who's it going to be? Corey Carvey put his hand in there and said, Coach, it's going to be me.
This is the Battle Miami, day number 2. You're watching it on Peacock. 2 more games to come your way, including the View and Rip City in game number 2. That tips off at 3:30. And at 5 p.m., it's the KT Kings taking on CBC. asked some of the experts prior to your arrival what they thought about the game of the day, and they certainly thought the KT Kings CBC game would fit the bill.
Absolutely.
With the shot clock winding down, that shot attempt is wide of the mark by Brandon Gardner.
He had to do something. I don't think that's exactly what Coach drew up in that timeout there, but hopefully they'll be able to get a stop and be able to close this game out here down the stretch.
10-point game, big possession, shot over the top. They get an extra opportunity. Donato's pass was tipped away, but they get a layup attempt, no good. Garcia, second attempt, swiped away. Donato drives the Euro step, and Garcia on the flush.
Big time finish from Garcia there.
Mikey Williams, how do you do?
He slapped the battle logo on the glass there. Travel.
Garcia called for that infraction. Parker. I think this crowd is completely out of breath with all the excitement they've seen and the high-flying activity.
And here we have Mikey Williams going up top, and he slaps the glass, letting everybody know, hey, here I'm here to put on a show.
Went chin-ups. Parker's at the line. Looking to salt this one away.
Parker's had a big game here in the second half.
9 in the first half. Done most of his work at the free throw line as he knocks down a pair here. Montas with another foray to the hole.
I've got him at 47. He wants 50.
He knows. And they'll give it to him, another one. So unofficially with 49. And to my knowledge, that is a battle record right there. We'll check with Jackie to my right to see if she has recollections of anything else above 49 points scored in a single game. There's another one, Garcia.
He must not know how many he has, because if he knew he had 49, I don't think he would have gave that one up. Tremaine Parker again. Here goes 50.
There it is, at the buzzer. Will it count? I think it will. Final score in a high-scoring affair, the highest-scoring affair of this two-day event. The final score, it's Vertical Academy 95 and Life Christian Academy 89.
Angel Montas has done it all night long. He's attacked. He's finished at the rim. He's finished through traffic. He even showed us his ability to knock down open shots, hitting threes. You see the fans waving the Dominican flag. They're excited for their play. I mean, this has been an amazing game, an amazing day, just carrying over the battle, the event training. Parker said, I'll throw it up there for Mike. It's been exciting from start to finish. I'm excited for this slate of games today.
So final score again, 95-89. So we did confirm that Angel Montas had 49. As best I can recall from watching battles in the past, this is the highest scoring affair that we've had.
I've got him at 51 if they counted that dunk at the end. So it'll be interesting to see what it comes down to.
Officially on the scoreboard, it was 95-89. We'll get some clarity on that. But for now, this has been our pleasure to bring you the battle game number 1 of day number 2. And coming up in just a few moments is the View versus Rip City. It's game 2 of our triple header of high school basketball coverage. The battle will continue here in Miami in just a little bit on Peacock.